there, and welcome back to another pocket project. Sorry I haven't been about last week. I ended up having bad lungs again, but anyway, that's another story for another time. So as you can see, my book is getting really chunky with all the pockets that I've been making. In fact, this was 3 signatures and I've had to take one of the signatures out because, as you can see, bit of a chunky monkey. I only have a few pages left. Well, that's upside down. We'll have that the right way around. I only have a few pages left to fill, so this set of videos is only going to be for another few weeks, and then once this is full, then there won't be any more, although there are hundreds of pockets still yet to make. Let's crack on with today's project. So today I'm using this paper. This was from a lady on Etsy. It's C. Francis Art. Okay, if I remember, I'll put the link in the description box, but really beautiful papers. So I actually called this a saddlebag when I first made this many moons ago. Now it's just called a, I don't know, it just wraps over the top of your page, but you'll see that in a minute. Now I'm going to cut a strip from this long piece here, but I'm going to cut it fractionally bigger than these pieces here, and these measure 2 5/8. So I'm going to cut this to 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to go off and go and cut a strip off here, and then I'll be back. I've inked up around all the edges of all the pieces, so I've cut up 4 of these smaller pieces, and then this long piece here, I'm just going to fold it in half. Then open it back out, and I'm going to stick 2 pockets, top and bottom, on this long strip on the underneath part. So I'm just going to glue around 3 sides. And stick that one down there. And spin it round. And do the same on the opposite end. And then that one will go down there. So they are now 2 secret little pockets that you can just hide a little something in. And then on the front side, I'm going to put that one down there, so I'll do the same again, glue around 3 sides. That one can go there. Flip it over. Glue that pocket in place there. And then this can go into my book, so that will go across the top and it will go like so. And then I would just use a paper clip to just hold it in place. So then I've got a small pocket here that I could put a little tag in. I've got the pocket on the other side, and then I've obviously got the little secret pockets on the back side as well. So really easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's do another quick one. So I have these 3 pieces of leftover papers. The width of them is the width of my page, so it doesn't matter what height they are, but the width obviously needs to be the width of your page. So this one's going to be the back pocket, but if I have that as the top, it's going to cover over this beautiful pattern. And I can't avoid it, and if I have it as the top, I'm going to be ripping across here, so I'm still going to lose some of the pattern, but hey, what the heck. So excuse me, I'm just going to rip it across at an angle, right? And I'm going to rip it away from me, so there's not going to be so much of a white edge. Now you can, if you want to, use your ruler and rip it with your rule. Come on, rip nicely please, thank you. And we're not going from corner to corner, we're just going across to the straight edge over here. So as you can see, I've got this pocket here, so this piece is going to sit on top. I might even rip a little bit more of that off just to give me a slightly better angle. That's a better angle, isn't it? Right, so this one's going to go next, and I'm going to do the same with this one. So ripping it away from me, not towards me, because then I end up with less of a white edge. Now you can draw yourself a line if you want to as well, to give you an idea of where you want to sort of roughly rip it. So that will do for that pocket there, and then I'm going to do the same with this one. So again, start off at one edge, and just rip it across from one side to the other, and then I can ink up all of those edges, which I'm going to do off camera because that's boring for you to watch. Back in a sec. So I've now got 3 defined top edges to separate the individual pockets. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these 2 long sides and attach them to this part of the pocket. Now this bottom edge I'm going to hang beneath here a little bit, so I don't want to put glue all the way down to this bottom edge down here. I'm only going to put glue sort of just part the way down that one edge and part the way down on that edge, and then sit one on top of the other. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Again, I'm not going to glue it right the way down to the bottom edge, I'm just going to glue it part way down. And then again, stick one to the other, making sure that they're all nicely lined up along the sides. And if I turn it over, you can see that all these bottom edges are now open. That's fine. When we glue it to our book, I'm going to glue around the 3 sides, which means these 2 pockets, they're going to be open at the back. But it doesn't matter, because when you're inserting something into the pocket, it will sink right the way down to this bottom down here and won't be restricted by being glued further up the page. So it will go like that, and it will go like that. All right, because otherwise if I'd put glue across the back, it means that whatever I inserted couldn't go any further down than where I've glued, so it would stand out much prouder whatever it is you put into the pocket. So I'd glue around the 3 sides and leave the back 2 pockets open. Let's put it in the journal. So I think I'm going to stick it on that page there. Again, just glue around the 3 sides. Now I could have inked up around the 3 edges. I haven't, but it doesn't matter because this is just my sample book, just to give me some inspiration for when I'm stuck as to what to do in my journal. And then that piece of seam binding will shift, will stick in there. Oop, slip in. I have to put a bit more glue on that edge, I think. I think because my journal's getting so full, I think it's finding it hard to stick pages in now. So I'm going to cut myself some tags and just sit some tags in there, and probably sit a pretty little cluster on here. I might even put a little cluster on the saddlebag pockets as well. But otherwise, that's it for today. 2 really simple pockets. And of course, with any of the leftover pieces from the ripped one, there's no reason why I can't attach them together and make another ripped pocket as well. I hope it's given you a bit of inspiration today, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Bye.